Hi friends, this is Dominic and welcome to the another wonderful project. And in this project, we are going to be explore the Telangana. Yes, of course, there is a lot of cities, amazing cities, and whatever the things we are going to be seeing, like um, domestic visitor analysis is nothing but how much of the domestic people are visited Telangana, and the foreign visitor analysis, tourist ratio analysis, which means which type of the tourist frequently visited the Telangana, the footfall ratio, and then there's a lot of things we're going to discuss. And then the projected, 2025 analysis. We just predicted the things using inbuilt feature in Power BI, and then as well as we also calculated the things using the formula. We are going to be explore that type of the things in the video. And then in this is a very amazing project I hope, because it's a lot of things I learn new, because it's another kind of domain, as well as it's very interesting whenever reading the places about. There is a lot of beautiful places in Telangana. Let's restart the project. Okay, now we are in a domestic visitor analysis dashboard, and in this particular dashboard, we are going to discuss the domestic visitors, how much of the domestic visitors are attracted by the state. Domestic is nothing but the people who are belongs to India. Okay, and whenever the people who belongs to the other side, outside of the country, is considered as the foreign visitor. That's what we categorize the domestic visitors as the foreign visitor. Okay, and then we're going to be discuss the peak and low season for the domestic visitors, and then top three CAGR is nothing but the compound annual growth rate, as well as the bottom three. It's opposite of bottom three, which means the compound annual growth rate is very less for the cities. Let's start with the domestic system by state. In the particular Telangana state, there is a lot of cities are there, and then in here, Hyderabad holds the first place. It's 84 million people are visited in Hyderabad. Okay, and then Rajanna Sircilla. See the Hyderabad. Many of the viewers are visited Hyderabad, right? That's why we may wonder why Hyderabad attracted by the most of the domestic visitors. Domestic, which means the local peoples, our Indian peoples. Okay, there's a lot of things. Majorly, the iconic of the Hyderabad is the Charminar, and then it's the Queen Choi tombs. I think I mispronounced or misspelled the things. And then there is one famous fort is also there. I don't remember the name. And then followed by the Rajanna Sircilla. Rajanna Sircilla is famous for the handloom industry, particularly the dye making, the central hub of the dye making. Telangana. And then Warangal. Warangal is also famous for the Kaushik temple, and there is a UNESCO recognized site. It's a Ramakoswamy temple as well, and it's a very amazing thing, right? The Kakatiya dynasty. Kakatiya dynasty is nothing but the people who are ruled the people in the Asian period. So very long. There's a lot of years back. So I think. And then other three Bombay. Other three Bombay are also famous for, especially in the particular place, there is a Lakshmi Narasimha temple, and that Lakshmi Narasimha temple is a engineering marvel as well as marvelous as well, because that temple is very amazing. We'll discuss in a later. And then Badadri Kothagudam. And this particular place is famous for the Sita Ramaswamy temple. And then it's I think it's a temple is directly connected with the Ramayana. The mythological story is there. And then the famous festival in the particular place is the Sri Ramanavami. And then Medak is famous for the Medak fort, as well as the Medak Cathedral Church. I think that church is the very biggest church in the Asia, second largest church. Right? It's very amazing. The it's as well. It's an amazing thing. And Jaishankar Bhopali. Jaishankar Bhopali particularly, there is a recent times the most of the people have visited Jaishankar Bhopali. Or for what? Which means that's I think That's our own project. It's a very big project. It's a drip irrigation project. Like the name is, just forgot the name. When I catch up the name, I'll be in between of the video. Okay. And then peak and low season for the domestic visitors. Especially we all know, like June, the vacation for the children's. Okay, particularly that time it's a peak, and then the January, February. Particularly this January, this is both January, February, and the June are the peak seasons for the domestic visitors. And then top three CAGR districts, right? CAGR is nothing but the compound annual growth rate, and it is particularly measured compared to the previous year with the present year. How much of the growth at time compared to the previous year? And then Mancherial, Warangal rural, Badatri, Uttagaram. You may wonder, see, Hyderabad is in the first place, but here top three CAGR, compound annual growth rate, Mancherial in first place. You may confused. You know why? Hyderabad is actually the big volume of the city. It's having a great volume. And then what happens? It's already attained some level. It's not gradually increasing. It's actually suddenly increasing from 0 to 1,000 within a second. But in Mancherial, that's the reverse case. Because Mancherial is famous for the coals and refines. That's some of the things. Okay. In recent times, maybe the Mancherial attracted by the most of the peoples. That's why it's a 2 to 5.80 the CAGR rate. But what's the case in material, which means it's increases gradually, like the 0 to 10 and 10 to 15. Like that, why is the people increasing? That's why it's very high. The same case is for the Warangal as well and the Badatri Kottaguru. That's why the highest people have visited Hyderabad city is not there in the top 3 CAGR. Compound annual growth rate. Okay, compound annual growth rate. And then domestic visitor growth rate is nothing but the people visiting the Telangana, the local peoples, compared to the last year, the present year is dropped, which means that 2018, 2018 it's 92.88 million people are visited. In 2019, it's dropped to 83.04 million. That's why the domestic visitor growth rate is decreased to minus 10.60 percentage. This is very much take a look of the government, because whenever the drops happens frequently, that things also will be discussed in the future slides, future dashboards. Okay, and then as well as the bottom three CAGR listings as well, Warangal and then Nagalkonda and Karimnagar. Warangal urban also in the top three city. Okay, that is a famous place, Warangal urban. Like you may also wonder why that place is very negative CAGR. See, when the people are visited the previous year, okay, the 2018, there is a lot of people. Example, the 100 people are visited in the Warangal urban, which is nothing but the next year, which means the next year maybe the people are reduced to 50. That may be the reason, but that Warangal has it's a very amazing thing. So UNESCO recognized site is a very. Actually, I didn't visit that place. Actually, I explored all the things in the YouTube and the articles, and it's very amazing. The Kakadda dynasty is it's a very amazing dynasty, yes, of course. And these are all for the this particular domestic dashboards. And then there is X. Uh, Abbreviations are DO is nothing but domestic visitor, FO is nothing but the foreign visitor, TR is nothing but the tourism ratio. It's a future slide. We'll be discussing the slide the ratio analysis, as well as LY is last year, and then GW is the growth, because I mentioned GW here. That's why I'll be elaborating that. CAGR is nothing but the compound annual growth rate. Okay, these are the things for that particular domestic visitor analysis. And then I should write the Jaishankar Kubelli, that is one question. It's a Kalishwaram drip irrigation project. Kalishwaram, because that is a very amazing thing. I think the step is taken by the Telangana CM. Okay, that's a very amazing thing. Whenever you have the time, you just search in the Google the Kalishwaram drip irrigation project. It's a very amazing thing, and they are just pull up the water and save the water just from the above, from the sea level, because sea is in the ground level. They are installing that the replication system above the sea level and pumping up the water. Like that's the thing. I hope I explained it correctly. But if it's if it's wrong, if it's not correct, I'm very sorry. But it is the concept. Jay Shankar Bhubali is the drip irrigation project, Kalishwaram project, right? And then these are the things for the particular domestic analysis. And when we see the things in the foreign visitor analysis, but we are discussing the same thing whatever the discussing in the domestic analysis in the foreign analysis as well. Let's see that foreign analysis.
Hey all, now we are in foreign visitor analysis, and then in the foreign visitors analysis, we are going to be slice and dice the data about the foreign visitors, how much of the foreign visitors, and how much revenue we generated from the foreign visitors, and then the foreign visitors growth rate, and then which all are the districts of visitors frequently visited, and the count, the peak and low season for the foreign visitors, and then top three CAGR districts as well as the bottom three CAGR districts. Okay, let's start with the foreign visitors. In 2017, or the 251 point, let's see the 2016 data before. On 2016 itself, because we didn't have any the previous year data, that's why it's showing 2016, and the last year is not available, right? The 166.5k in 2016, and the revenue is 932.7 million. And let's move into the 2017. Here, the visitors count is increasing from 166.57 to 251.85k. And then here, the revenue wise also it's improving. The foreign visitor revenue last year is 932.79 million, it's 1.41 billion. It's also increasing, right? And then the districts. Most of the people are visited Hyderabad. Why Hyderabad? There's a lot of famous places, and it's very high tech city. And then here it's Cho Minar. There is a lot of places are in there. I already explained in the previous dashboard. I hope you get it. And then Warangal, Jaishankar Pubali. In Jaishankar Pubali, that's one famous place is the actually that place is famous for the one waterfalls, the Bogda waterfalls, and that thing is called as the Niagara of Telangana. I hope it's a famous place, and it's surrounded by the where it's a very greenish area, and then it's a very spiritual. It's blended with the spiritual and the natural. That's why it's also the famous place. Because the head count is low, but the place is very amazing thing. And then peak and low season for the foreign visitors. The peak season for the foreign visitors is December to Jan, that month, because whenever we have the summer season in June month, they have the summer season and the more holidays in December Jan. That month is very holidays they have. That's why the people so thought to be or else wanted to be visit the other countries. That's why the foreigners visitors growth rate is the peak season is June and December and June. And then here, so growth rate is always increasing compared to the 2016. It's 1.63% is increasing. And then top three CAGR districts: Nagurnol, Nagarkurnul. That place is high CAGR. And you may ask, hey, the head count is very low, but how the CAGR is very high? Yes, of course, because Hyderabad is a very low CAGR because that city is a very high tech city and then people who are frequently visitor. And CAGR is just calculated from the growth rate, right? For example, Hyderabad is always starts from the person visitor. For example, 1,000 people are already in there, and the next visit there is a 1,100, which means the CAGR is not increasing. Okay, you have to understand the difference. And because, for example, the Nahar Kurnool is a place, for example, the people who are visitor Nahar Kurnool, the first day single person, the second day 3 persons, the fourth day the 5 persons. It's gradually increasing. That's why the CAGI is low in Hyderabad, very high in Nahar Kurnool. And Nahar Kurnool is also a very famous place. And there is a Sri Salem temple. And so it's a very famous place and is a prominent pilgrimage site, and the main god is Lord Mallikarjuna and the goddess Brahma, and it's a blend of the spirituality and culturality. It's a very amazing place as well. And then there is a one dam is the Jurula Dam, and in Jurula Dam it's a perfect place for the picnic, and most of the families are visiting, spending the time with the Kurnool, and it's built within the Krishna River, and the people are allowed to be the fishing in that particular site, and that's why the fishing is a very interesting thing, right? That's why the most of the people so maybe like that area because the foreigners may be interested in fishing. That's why. And then bottom CHR, Adilabad, Jaishankar Puballi, and then Maghabubad Nagar. Bottom three in the sense the peoples are very minute amount of the peoples are visited, and even in a degrees in the negative, which means the people's count is frequently the use is decreasing because the 2017 the peoples, for example, the 2017 the 15 peoples are visited, but in 2018 none of them are visited. Even no head count is there, which means that comes under the negative. These are the things for that particular dashboard, the foreigner analysis. Okay, I hope you all get some things about how the Telangana, which means the Telangana, attract the foreign tourists, because yes, there is a lot of things integrated with it. There is a comfortness, and then the people who are seeking for the what the luxury, because the people always want, right? These are the things. What are the things we need to be improvised, and what we are in, and where we are to be focused, and that things we are be discussed in future dashboards. And the next is tourist ratio analysis. Will be see that dashboard in the next dashboard.
Now we are in a tourist ratio analysis dashboard. In this particular dashboard, we are going to be discuss some of the questions like high domestic to foreign ratio, low domestic to foreign ratio, population to tourist to foreign ratio. High, which means where is the now we'll be discussing later. The same opposite population to tourist to foreign ratio. Let's start with the high domestic to foreign ratio. High domestic to foreign ratio is nothing but wherever the places, wherever the places people saw visited more than the foreign peoples in Hyderabad. That's particular thing. It's all Nirmal is the first place, Jaganan is second place, Hyderabad that place. In Nirmal, why the domestic peoples are visiting Nirmal compared to the foreign peoples? Which means Nirmal is a more accessible city as well as it's a very famous, and it's famous for the handicrafts as well as the wooden toys and then paintings, especially for the paintings. Whenever you enter into the Nirmal, there's a lot of paintings you can able to be seen on the wall of the road as well, because the people so the city is as well very colorful, and it's a lot of handicraft products, because in some in some places of India, only the people are celebrated in the places like the handicrafts, wooden toys, the paintings, and it's a traditional thing. It gets blended with the culture plus what we say, it's a artwork. It's a very rare as well as the very unique artworks that people saw, the people in minimal art made. That's what's very famous. Okay, and then low domestic to foreign ratio, which is nothing but wherever the people are visited low. In previous, we saw the domestic peoples are more visited than the foreign peoples. Here, foreign peoples are visited more than domestic peoples. That's the first place is Mulugu, Warangal, Hyderabad. It is a famous place. It's just a comparison ratio, right? and then population to tourist high footfall ratio, which means in the Hyderabad, not Hyderabad, Telangana state has some population. Actually, it is the data available there based upon the 2019 population. Okay, high tourist fall ratio, high footfall ratio, which is nothing but how many people shall live in this particular state and how many of the people, how many of the percentage of the people shall visited that particular place. That is the high footfall ratio. And in that scenario, the Rajanna Sircilla is the first place, Hyderabad second place, Padadri Kottagudam, so that place, Medak in Sangareddy. These are the places of the high footfall ratio. And then people population to low footfall ratio. It's a reverse thing. Wherever the people's that thing's population, low footfall ratio. Which means the depend upon the population, how many of the people have visited that particular place. Kamarati, Marachal, Rangaretti, Suryapet, Hyderabad. These are the places, even it's a 0.0% of the football ratio. Make sure the government is taking initiatives from the particular places and arrange the campaigns as well, and then promote the things with the influencers, the social media as well as the news. There's a lot of platforms here. The government has to be promote the particular places and increase the intensity of the visitors to the particular place. And then these are all the abbreviations, what are the things I mentioned in the option. Okay, these are the things in the TR, this means the tourist ratio analysis. And then let me get into the projected analysis, which means the prediction analysis, let's say. And we will discuss that things in the projected analysis. And now we are in a projected analysis. In this particular dashboard, we are going to discuss the predictions in the future. Because still now we are just seeing the actual data and what are the things in revenue, and then people's visiting the which places, and a lot of the things we have seen before. And then after that, when we predicted things, what happens in the future, which means that 2025, how much the people are accepted in Telangana. Because the tourism is a very vast domain. And then we have to be must be predictable. It's well and good for the future analysis as well as we have to be improvise the things better and better. Whenever we see the flaws, that type of the uh, way, right? That's why it is just we are here divided the things into the two, and then above cards, whatever the things are created in the cards, it is fully of the formula oriented procedure, and then the line chart is created by the inbuilt feature in Power BI. So forecasting. I hope you're aware with that. It's just to break that thing from. So everyone is predicted from the whatever the formula oriented, and then these things are in the inbuilt feature. Let's start with the domestic visitor 2025. In 2025, the domestic visitors is 42.40. Let's see the domestic visitor in 2019. 2019 it's 83.04, and it's actually reduced to the 48 percentage. Minus 48 percentage is nothing but around 15 percentage of the people we're going to be lose in the year of the 2025. The revenue, if the domestic visitors reduces to the particular percentage, the same happens as well as the revenue, because the revenue is directly integrated with the visitors. When the visitor comes, the revenue is increased. Or else, it's the same, it's a vice versa scenario. And then the foreign visitors, 2025, 356.17K people saw visited in 2025, and in the 2019, let's see the 323.33K, because it's increased, right? It's around 10.16 percentage increased. If the visitors count is increased, which means the revenue is also increasing. Here it's a 1.81 billion in 2019, and then the revenue predicted in 2025 is 1.99 billion, around 10.16, the same percentage, right? Now let's see the Hyderabad domestic visitors prediction 2025. Here we saw the 2016 12 million, 18 4.9 million, the middle of the month of that, and in 2025 it starts the January. It's 1.2 million of the people who visited in 2025. It's actually a month oriented analysis, and then we can able to be fix the data from that particular line chart month by month. And then February 1.4. Actually, they can't able to be fix the data labels in the whatever the things we predicted. I don't know if anyone of the know this is please come and video. Okay, I wanted to be just implementing that things. I also tried some of the things, but I can't able to do that. That's why it's very blank. And then March around 1.4. There is a monthly oriented analysis. The same way for the revenue as well. It's 2016, it's a 1.4 billion revenue we generated, but in 2025, and here also it is just derived with the monthly analysis. Monthly analysis is nothing but from January. The forecasting one is the predicted thing. Whatever the things we predicted is the forecast, and the upper bound and lower bound. Upper bound is nothing but whatever the we will accept that much of the limit. It's the upper limit and the lower limit. It's the practical sense. It's a minus sign. It's maybe go beyond the zero and then the minus. That's the thing. It's covered in a bracket. Okay, that's the thing. And 1.5 billion is maybe expected in 2025. And then upper bound is 7 million, and the lower bound is minus 4 million. And then this analysis is categorized by the month by month, month over month. And then the same for the Hyderabad foreign visitors as well. And then here 2025. Okay. And 2025, the 30,000 numbers. Because it's very low, right? Because in Hyderabad, yes, of course, the compared to the domestic business, the foreign business count is very not very low. That's much of a low. Number two, domestic visitors. This becomes a count is low. And then here we see the forecast. Forecast is 30,824. Upper bound is 54,000, lower bound is 7,000. But actually, what the industry thinks is, in foreign visitors, the rate is maybe accepted to be the increase around 10% based in that the farmer prediction. And here as well, in 2016, 30K as well. In 2018, 39K. Okay, let's see. And then June 20, February 30, around 39, and then March 23K. Okay, and then the revenue as well, revenue foreign revenue prediction, and then it is also we are predicted for the 2025 and 2025 January 1 point, sorry, it's not million, it's actually in billion, but it is mixed because comparatively the domestic visitor is higher revenue than the foreign visitors. That's why it's on million, sorry, million. Upper bound around 3 point something million and lower bound is 4 point something million. Okay, these are all the things. But these things can be vary because we can't able to be predict that it's 100% sure. Okay, actually it's very interesting. Actually I knew this is a new because I don't know this feature is included. Okay. And now we're in a crime rate analysis in Telangana 2018 to 2022. The crime is of course everywhere. The people are live. The crime is also live. Okay, there's a crime rate is also much more important because one of the peoples are approaching the state or any one of the location, which means however the peoples are searching for the ratings in the particular place. Like that, wise the people also search for the how much of the crimes happens at that place in the previous records. That's why the crime is important because as much as possible the government is seeking to reduce the crimes in to the negative direction. Okay, which is the general trend. The crime rate in Telangana has been increasing over the past years compared to compared to the previous years. The past 5 years, the crime rate is increasing with the fluctuations of the types of crimes. By 2020, the states are the 12% rise in crimes, and in 2022 it has grown over the 4.4% overall. And the cybercrime is nothing but the crimes which happens in a digital way, right? Telangana experiences such cyber crimes, particularly the regions like Hyderabad, Cyberabad, and Rachakonda in 2022. Cyber crimes increased by 57% by the digital fraud, identity theft, and other online offences. Crimes against humans that is also with the increased over the past years, and 17,900 cases were reported in 2022. Some of the categories like the things slightly decline. The state's She Gives initiative has the instrumental is combating harassment and gender-based violence. Property and financial crimes. Property crime is also rose 3.5% in 2022, while the crime related to drugs, especially the ganja smuggling, have increased in the rural and urban areas. The state police have launched the several anti-drug operations seized a large quantity of the contraband. And the cleanliness rate. Cleanliness is nothing but whenever we visited the people, visited the places, actually accepting the cleanliness and hygienes because yes, of course, part of the prevention. Telangana government is already taking the step to improve the cleanliness through the projects like the Switch Telangana, which aligns the National Switch Bharat Clean Mission. The development of the ecotourism sites also include the locations for maintaining cleanliness and the sanitation as part of the state's border tourism infrastructure development. Despite these efforts, some tourist spots, particularly those closer to urban areas like the Hyderabad, Azain Sagar Lake, face occasional cleanliness challenges. Especially during the weekends, the number of visitors surges. Over the continuous effort by the local authorities to improve the waste management system and public awareness are led to the gradual improvement in the maintenance. Of course, because depend upon here to the local people's cooperate for the cleanliness because the lake is used for as much as the local as and then the tourist peoples as well because it's a responsibility both of them having to be maintain that lake in a very hygiene way as much as possible. Do not dump the waste into the lake because most of the people are without knowing the consequence of dumping the waste products into the lake, and it's creating the more harm to the lake as well as the nearby live peoples. Okay, that's fair to be aware the people do not do that. Okay, that's also very important. And the infrastructure rating, while specific numerical ratings of the infrastructure development are limited, the government focused efforts on enhancing roads, connectivity, and accommodation facilities suggest progressive improvements. Okay, the state has seen an increase in domestic and international tourist arrivals due to the infrastructure developments. This infrastructure is also important because whenever we visit to the some of the places we are seeking for the accommodation and then refreshing up. There's a lot of things because whenever the infrastructure development there is it also attracted by a lot of the tourists because most of the people, tourists wanted to be very calm and when staying is comfortable and staying is very affordable, which means at that time only the people are visiting more towards the particular place. That's why the infrastructure also matters. Okay, these are all for the crime rate analysis and then the cleanliness rate and then the infrastructure rating. Infrastructure rating is always the government is focused for increasing the rating of infrastructure. I hope we I believe the government is the government is focused on infrastructure things. Okay, let's get into the another slide. High potential districts for tourism growth because whenever we saw there is a lot of the potential growth for the districts which is next to the Hyderabad because Hyderabad is already holding the first place and after the Hyderabad there is Bhadat, Kudragada and Kanadri Bhungi as well as the Warangal because these places are having the much potential to promote the tourism growth. Let's see what are the promotions and what are the things we have to be suggested to the government for improvements or else boost the tourism. In Padadri Kottagoram, Telangana has a great potential tourism due to rich cultural heritage, and the area is a good for the famous Sri Ramachandra Swami Temple in Bhadrachalam and the beautiful landscapes of Kiniseri Wildlife Sanctuary and the Godavari River. Okay, actions taken by the government. Promote river cruises, kayaking, boat along with the scenic stretches of the Godavari River. This could include the houseboat tourism like Kerala, reducing the zip trekking and the zip lining and rock climbing in the hills, but the three particularly in the Kinniseri wildlife sanctuaries. And the Yadadri Bongi has a high potential for tourism due to its spiritual and historical significance because particularly the Yadadri Lakshmi Narasimha Swami temple and the Bongi fort. Because that temple is very famous and it's a very so marvel, it's an engineering marvel like that. So it is actually it's built in some of the slope of the mountain like that. Okay, and it's the government is already they are invested in the 1,000 crores. Actually, it's the government is planned to be uh, making the architecture what likewise the equal to the Tirumala, Tirumala means the Tirupati, that's temple. Okay, the massive works of the hundred of crores launched to the temple, restore the temple grand architecture, making it more attractive to the names tourists. Introduce actions taken by the government, like they introduced historical tours with the guides explaining the legacy of the Bongi food as well, and develop architecture tourism, expanding trekking and climbing activities at the fort, offering zipline and camping services, experiences, sound and light show, showcasing the fort's history could attract the evening tourist and further enhance the heritage experience. Yeah, these are the things whenever the government did do, which makes the viewers, the people who are visited with a particular place, maybe the count is increased in the future. Warangal, which is high historical and cultural significance, has immense potential as a tourist destination. The city, known for its heritage, like the Thousand Pillar Temple, Warangal, and the Kakatiya Kalatoram. UNESCO World Heritage Site recognition because Telangana has pushed for the Warangal Kakatiya monuments, including the Thousand Pillar Temple and the Rudreshwara Ramappa Temple, to be recognized as the UNESCO World Heritage Sites because it's a very famous and the things. So Kakatiyans. So the Kakatiyans are live their life now very uh, beautifully because the architecture level, spiritual, the cultural. There's a lot of things integrated with that particular fort. Yes, of course, it's very amazing. But actually, I experienced that things via YouTube. Actions taken by government. Introduce a sound and light show at the Warangal fort, narrating the glorious past of the Kakatiya dynasty because the government has to be made some animations. What about the Kakatiyans do in that particular uh, time? Okay, and then create a animations like how they made the forts or how they live their lives with the cultural the integration of the cultural and that things. This can attract the tourism in the evening and enhance the food significance of the tourist spot. Develop an interactive heritage museum that explains the history of Orangal and Kakatiya dynasty through the digital exhibitions and artifacts. Yes, of course, it's so previously we said right. We had to be introduce the like the animation shows in the evening with the loud sound and light shows. It's actually enhance the tourists' experience while they are visiting the particular place. Of course, and then we'll see the next thing. Events to boost tourism. Like, what are the events we may boost the tourism in the next stage? To boost tourism in Telangana, particularly in the areas like the Patatri Kottagulam, Yadatri Bogi, and Warangal, the government has implemented several initiatives and events aimed at enhancing visitor experience and promoting the local attractions. Already, the government taken initiatives like the World Tourism Day celebrations and UR Tourism Clubs. It's nothing but the number of the youths participated in the UR Tourism Clubs. They promoting activities like they are making the trip to the heritage sites and explore the things. What are the historical monuments? And then that's the thing that youth, particularly youth, is participated in the tourisms. Okay, and then makes the tourism community very stronger. And then ecotourism policy. Ecotourism policy is nothing but is the plastic and harmless tourism experience to the people as well as the place, nature of the Telangana. Cultural festivals. And government is already connected the many of the cultural festivals like the, for example, the night festival. The government is sponsored for the night festival. It's a very colorful festival, and the night festival is particularly happened in Sankranti. Okay, there is a lot of competitions happen, and there is another so many of the festivals are there, but I forgot that. Okay, so you know, and suggest events and activities for the government to promote the tourism. Cultural event festivals organize the cultural events in peak tourism seasons, like the winter season, like especially from the October to March, to attract the visitors. Festival along local art, music, dance can draw the significant crowds. Adventure tourism, promote adventure tourism. Because in adventure tourism, if they implement it in a very good way, because it's a Telangana is surrounded with the nature beauty. Okay, there is a lot of scenic view, and there is the hills, the forts, and then the Godavari rivers, the sceneries. It's a bit amazing. Whenever the governments take the step to promote the tourism via the adventure, it gets a spike. Promote adventure tourism through like the trekking, wildlife safaris, and then water sports in natural reserves and rivers. This can be particularly appealing in the Badatri Gotakura known for the scenic landscapes. That's why. The heritage walks in districts like the Warangal, heritage walks can be highlighted the historical significance of sites, such as Warangal Fort and the Thousand Pillar Temple, making them more accessible to the tourists. Okay, improved infrastructure. Invest in the transportation, accommodation, and facilities to make the destinations more tourist friendly. Because whenever the infrastructure is nothing but we already discussed in our own slide, the infrastructure is always very important. The transportation and accommodation, the facilities is very important for the people who are stay accommodate the things. Okay, upgrading the roads and enhancing the public transport options can significantly improve the accessibility. If you improve the accessibility, automatically the it's become the friendly tourism. Okay, and then hassle-free tourism in simple words. People can able to be access the things in a very easy way as well as the hassle-free. Digital marketing campaigns, which are very interesting. Launch targeted campaign marketing campaigns on social media platform to reach the potential tourists. Highlight unique attractions, festival, and local experience to get interest. Digital marketing, whatever the things happens, and whatever the festivals, their celebration, just put it in the social media, and it is attracted by the more tourists. And then next, here we discuss about the Hyderabad has the potential to emulate the Dubai model tourism, but it is also several complexities and the need for careful consideration. Well, let's look at the Dubai model. Comprehensive urban planning. Dubai has a well-structured urban plan that integrates tourism, business, and residential areas because it's a well-structured area. Whenever you visit, I didn't visit Dubai, but the tourism in Dubai, it's a very structured things. Okay, world-class infrastructure, high-quality roads, airports, and the public transport systems like the metro are the key to accessibility, drivers, attractions. Dubai features a mix of luxury shopping, cultural experience, and adventure sports as well. Luxury and experience-based tourism. Dubai markets luxury tourism with high-end hotels, dining, and exclusive experiences. Marketing and branding. Strong international branding campaigns. Of course, the Dubai is whenever the people saw say Dubai, it's a tourist place because that much of the tourism activities are developed with the Dubai by itself. Okay, and then exclusive experience, and then safety and cleanliness. High standards of the safety are followed in Dubai, and then cleanliness and then services in the tourism sector as well. Complex and emulate the Dubai model in Hyderabad. Cultural difference. Adaptability, adapting the Dubai's luxury-centric model to Hyderabad's rich cultural and historical context require the tailored approach. Because we blindly just put the Dubai model, we can't able to be like do that. We got to be tailoring that things. What are the things we can able to be get from the Dubai? At that only we have to get it. Okay, because it's there is a lot of complexities as well as the political wise, the economic wise, there is a lot of problems there. Economic factor. Dubai has a substantial financial resource for the tourism development. Yes, of course, they are just all getting the fund, the massive amount of the fund for the tourism. While Hyderabad may regulate the public-private partnerships to fund the large-scale projects. Of course, it's very important because we can't able to we take that much of the initiatives from government alone. Okay, when there is a private sector is included into the tourism, the sense we may get the large projects as well, and then promote the tourism. Political and bureaucratic hurdles. Navigating local government regulations in the bureaucracy can challenge it, especially for the rapid tourism and the tourism developments. Land use and the urban density. Hyderabad faces the challenges related to the land availability and the urban density, which can complicate the large scale tourism projects as well as, of course, because Hyderabad is of course Telangana is a very big state, but Hyderabad and can't able to be adapt that things. Okay, seasonal climate. Unlike Dubai, which is a more controlled climate for tourism, Hyderabad experience significant seasonal variations that may affect the tourist numbers. Of course, because local tourism has some of the timing and the it's not matched with the foreign tourists as well. Because Dubai is compact and very for the tourism seasons. So other things, yes, of course, it's possible, but there is a quite complexities behind that. That's why it's hard to be implement the Dubai model in the Hyderabad. And next we look into all other recommendations for boost tourism. Okay, the heritage and the cultural tourism. Yeah, of course, in starting of the project, the bill always speaking about the heritage, cultural, spiritual, architectural. This because the Telangana is a very beautiful state because it's always it's a lot of engineering marvels, lot of the things. Invest in restoring and maintaining historical monuments like Charminar, Vulcan Fort, Queen Shahid Tombs, and the Shahmahala Palace. Introduce the natives of the historical moments with sound and light shows to create a vibrant after hours of experience. Because whenever the people are get into that particular place, if we enhance that experience into the next stage, which means the people are getting very excited about that. Okay, that's why people have the curiosity we have to be here for the next time as well. Okay, that's the triggers the tourism experience and the tourist gastronomy and the culinary tourism. Post international food festival celebrating Hyderabad's culinary diversity, because including the famous Hyderabadi biryani, halim, and the street food culture. Adventure and ecotourism. Of course, the adventure ecotourism. It's very interesting as well as properly implemented that things, which means the peoples nowadays peoples are more likely nature, but our responsible also be protect our nature as well. Okay, develop more water-based activities on the Hussain Sagar Lake, including sailing, kayaking, and dinner cruises. Of course, it's a very interesting thing. And create a urban adventure parks offering rocks climbing, trekking, camping experience in locations another Hills and the KBR National Park. Develop ecotourism circuits in Telangana rural areas such as Warangal, Badatri, Kottakodam, Nagarjuna, Sagar, and then promoting the sustainable travel, that type of things, because the adventure and ecotourism, trekking, hiking, then boating, sailing, and these are very amazing things. People are nowadays people are more experienced, people are want to be experience that things. If we focus on the particular things, which means we can able to be easily attain the increment in tourism. And then religious tourism. Telangana has several tree-owned temples. Of course, it's a very vast amount of the temples that are in Hyderabad, because there is a lot of temples that's built in ancient periods, like the Warangal Fort, the Ramappa Swami temple, as well as the in Yadadri Bongi, there is the Lakshmi Narasimha temple. That is also very old temple, and it's a very amazing. Like that, the Yadadri, and then Bosar Saraswati is also famous, and uh, Ki Saragudra and Bhadrachalam. Bhadrachalam is the Sri Sitaram Chandra Swami temple in Bhadrachalam. Develop temple tourism circuits, enhance the amenities, guided tours, and special pilgrimage packages. That is also be increased through the tourism. Improve infrastructure around key religious designations, include transportation, accommodation, and facilities for the visitors as well. Okay, we have to be keep on eye on judge. And then IT and business tourism, meetings, incentives, conference, and experience tourism. Hyderabad is already IT hub because there is high-tech city, and then high-tech companies are there, and its position itself for the prime designation for the business tourism by hosting them more international conferences, trade shows, exhibitions, expand convention center facilities to accommodate larger global events. Okay, whenever the global events happens in particularly Hyderabad, it is attracted by the more domestic, more foreign visitors as well as, and then domestic visitors participate at the event. It also promotes the tourism. Okay, shopping tourism, craft and handloom promotion. Promotes Telangana's traditional crafts such as the Kuchaballi, we got Bridi ware, child scrolls, and numeral paintings, creating the artisan villages, dedicated shopping zones, and international craft fairs. Luxury and modern shopping. Develop high-end shopping centers similar to Dubai Mall, with international brands, luxury goods, and the entertainment zones. Medical and wellness tourism, Ayurveda and wellness treatment. Because nowadays people are get more exciting about the Ayurveda treatment. Yes, of course, because the people are Ayurveda homeopathy, but the seeking for the Ayurveda is it's a little bit increased. Set up the wellness retreat offering Ayurveda treatments with yoga and meditation experience in the scenery settings, like outskirts of the Hyderabad are near natural landscapes in Telangana. Of course, it's peak the tourism. Digital promotion and online presence. Virtual tourism. They develop 360-degree virtual tours for key attractions for the potential visitors to experience the sites digitally before they book the travel. They experience the things when before they travel in a VR 360. Of course, it's creating the curiosity. How is the place? Like that the thing. These are the various type of boost tourism into the next level, and in the project is very amazing because when I start the project, I started to learn about the Telangana state as well and what are the things are famous for and why it is also the famous tourist spot and most of the people have visited the Hyderabad and especially Hyderabad, Rajanna Sircilla as well, and then Yadadri Batagodam and Bogi, and then there is a lot of places are there. Okay, we have to be just look on it and just promoting, just enhancing the things a little by little, which means we can able to be capable of holding the lot amount of the peoples into the tourism because in Hyderabad as well in Telangana as well, there's a lot of historical monuments as well as the architectural monuments are there. Okay, we have to be proud of that, and it's a very amazing thing. And then finally, I wanted to say thank you to Mr. Hemanand Vadivel and Tawal sir because of them, I learned much and more things. Each and every project, the domain is different, and we can able to be read that, understand the domain and how it works. It's a very amazing thing. And once again, thanks to the both of them, and then the code basics team. Let's see another project. Bye.